Hi, I'm attorney Benjamin Mesiti. In this video, we're going to be discussing your questions about driving under the influence. The information I'll be giving you applies particularly to the laws of the state of Rhode Island. You should always consult a local attorney who can verify this information and if it applies to your case, and advise you on any changes in the law that may have been made. One question many people ask is, are sobriety checkpoints legal? Well, first, what is a sobriety checkpoint? That's when the police set up a roadblock and stop cars on the road to check for drunk drivers. The Supreme Court of the United States has decided that checkpoints are legal, even though they potentially violate our constitutional rights, so long as they're conducted according to strict guidelines. Even though Rhode Island does not allow police to set up sobriety checkpoints, our close neighbors, Massachusetts and Connecticut, both do. So I'll briefly explain what sort of guidelines the police departments have to follow to ensure that a checkpoint is set up according to the Supreme Court's decision. These guidelines are usually printed and distributed to all law enforcement who will be involved. Sometimes officers even undergo additional training while preparing for a particular checkpoint. First off, the police must publicize that a sobriety checkpoint will be taking place, though they do not usually have to disclose the exact location. At the checkpoint, police are instructed not to be any more intrusive than necessary to assess whether someone is intoxicated. Sometimes officers are simply instructed to ask whether or not you have been drinking. If you say no, and there's no other reason to believe that you've been drinking, you're instructed to leave. While this may seem quite simple to pass, be aware that the officer is making several observations while you're passing through. They're observing such things as how you navigate your vehicle through the checkpoint, whether you slur your speech, have bloodshot or watery eyes, and if they can smell alcohol on your breath. If an officer feels that you may have been drinking and driving, you could be asked to take a series of field sobriety tests, which we will discuss in another video in this three-part series. If you've been charged with a DUI in the state of Rhode Island, call a Rhode Island DUI lawyer 24 hours a day at 401-274-3331. For more helpful videos, subscribe to Rhode Island Lawyer on YouTube.